I'm back again. It's time to look at another plugin. This time, another one from PSP Audioware. They're knocking them out at the moment. This is a completely new one. This is the PSP Audioware DRC. Let's find out. Is it? Welcome back. So, the PSP DRC, what is it? Well, anyone who's looked at the interface might recognise it, might look a bit familiar, depending on how old you are. So, DBX used to make this little thing in a kind of wooden, half metal box called the DRC. Was it the DRC? It was called the Dynamic Range Controller. It was the DBX 118. And basically, it was a little box, and it was a compressor if you turn the knob one way, and if you turn the knob the other way, it was an expander. Not many controls, but it kind of gained a real notoriety because there wasn't many compressors that were kind of affordable and modular in the point of view that they were small and you could have a bunch of them. They got a bit of a fan base. And then the second-hand market recently has started going a bit nuts because people have realised these things have got a uniqueness to them. And yeah, they get snapped up. They go for silly money now. Anyway, PSP have seen that and thought, hello, we'll make a plugin. So the PSP DRC Dynamic Range Controller is here. Let's have a look at it. Straight away, you can tell it looks very similar to the DBX. I like that. It's also got a very PSP aesthetic, I think. There's something about their plugins. They do have a familiarity. Anyway, so at the top, we've got the usual stuff with the percentage for the scaling, and you've got your presets and your copy and pasting your A and B, undo, redo, all very useful stuff. At the top, we've then got our compression or expansion meter. I like that. To the left, we have the mode selector where you can select whether it is below, above, or linear. And that means does it trigger above or below the center point. I think that's how it works. Linear basically means it triggers either way. Threshold control. Then we've got an attenuation just next to that, useful. A release control goes from quite snappy to quite slow. You've then got type. So peak basically means it works on peak signals. You've then got two different RMS settings. Again, really useful to have that option. You've then got your ratio control in the middle, which is very similar to the real one in that if you set it in the middle, it's kind of neither doing one nor the other very much. If you turn it to the right, that's when you start getting expansion, and turn it to the left, that's when you start getting compression. Pretty clever, really. Down below that, you've got a sidechain EQ section, which is a really nice extra. So you've got high pass filter, you've got low and high controls, and then you've got an on-off switch. Over on the right, you've got a mix control. Again, you've got to have that these days on compressors. Really useful for doing the whole parallel compression. Nearly forgot that one. And then you have a saturation circuit. You can just nudge it up, add a bit of saturation. That's really cool. They should have put that on the bus presser. But anyway, it's there on this one. It then have a level control, which is your output, and it can go plus or minus. We have the fat button, which is your oversampling. And then your process button, which is basically on-off bypass, whatever you want to call it. Down the bottom, you've got your sidechain input. You can move the slider between 100% internal, 100% external, or anywhere in between. And there's a monitor, little VU meter thing for that as well. So yeah, nice looking, very clear to see plugin. With all PSP plugins, you get 30-day demo, which is decent. That's twice as long as a lot of people. Plenty of time to check it out. Price-wise, $99. That appears to be kind of like a standard price these days for a lot of PSP plugins. I think $99 is quite a lot for a single plugin that does something that you've probably got a whole bunch of compressors. This is just another flavor of compression. $99. I don't know how I feel about that. It possibly a bit much. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get to the star rating. I'm going to go 4. And the only reason I'm not giving it 5 is the price. I think it looks good. I think it sounds great. You'll see from the demo at the end. I think it is pretty useful because it's a compressor and an expander, and it does have a really cool sound. I think you're going to use it. Extras, it's got the sidechain EQ, which is really useful. It's got various different types of compression. It's got a mix control. It's got saturation. I don't know what else they could have added to this without going completely off piste. So I think they've done a good job. It's just the price I think could be a gnat lower and it would be better. Anyway, there you go. Not shit. I like it. PSP DRC Dynamic Range Controller. Have a listen to the demo for that DBX loveliness. I like DBX. I've got a few different DBX pieces of hardware. They have a unique sound I really, really like. Anyway, that's all for this week. You can like the video if you would be so kind. You could subscribe to the channel, maybe become a channel member. We've got a website. We can go and check out our top 5 plugins. There's the Instagram Studio Life 101. There's courses, all kinds of other stuff. All the links are down there, and I will see you next time. Adios.
You're calling